There we go. I think that's going to be it for this morning. How everybody doing this morning? Power. The richer they are, the better they hide. Let's get it. Say a quick couple of prayers for Rebecca Long and Bueno. So happy that you're here this morning. Casey Ramos. Who else we got? Jeffrey Spilker. Oh, I see Mark Dorfman in the building. Who else we got? Okay, about to go make a pot of... Okay, I see you over there, Terry. Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me know how my audio sounds. I really would appreciate it. We got the new mics and everything, and we haven't been having any trouble, but you never know. Okay, who else we got up in the building? We're going to pray for dignity. We got to pray for strength, good health, as well as family and good spirits in this holiday season as well. Who else we got up in the building? Mark Dorfman, Batty Lynn, Terry. I see you, Jeffrey Spilker, Liberty and Justice, Casey Ramos. Who else we going to be praying for this morning? Sam Champion, Kendra Walker. We also always pray for Rebecca Lanya and Bueno. And we can't forget about Dot Focus, certain other people that always support the show. Amen. It's time to get it, you guys. I hope you guys are ready to go, because you know I am. Yeah, wait a minute, what you say? Okay, just gotta wait for it to brew. Uh-oh, yeah. That's right, get your coffee together, get your tea ready. As long as you guys are getting it ready, don't worry about it. I got you covered. You're gonna be all right. Let me check this audio. As you guys know, 2 more days to Christmas. What you guys think about that? You're talking about that coffee. Did you get those Christmas gifts together? Or are you the type that don't buy Christmas gifts? Let me know about that. Because I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. Wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's the eve of Christmas Eve. Do, do, do. Little more wind-ups, y'all. Let's go ahead and get the bling, bling, bling. Let it go along with the season. Bling, bling, bling. Anytime you're ready. Because I know it's got to be 6 o'clock somewhere. Let's go. Okay, one more wind-up. One more. Oh! Okay. Olay. Get that out the way already. Okay, come on. Let's open up those ports. It's the Christmas holidays, you guys, so you know it's a little bit cool out there. And depending on where you are, because I'll be honest with you, in New York, it is nowhere near the Christmas time. It doesn't feel like it because we don't have any snow. But in a lot of other places, I gotta be honest with you, friends and different places like Colorado, everybody has the white Christmas, and they're singing different songs like, oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some popcorn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate to go in the storm. But if you really want to hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear is slowly dying. And since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. If it's snowing anywhere that you guys are. Had to hit it with the hip hop on there, right? Y'all ready? Because you know I am. Because if bump that beat. It's Tuesday, it's the 23rd. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I said, yo, bro, you might as well go ahead and put together an album. You almost did the whole 12 days of Christmas. How everybody doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. It's gotta be 6 o'clock somewhere. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning wherever you're chiming in from. I'm ready. I hope you are, to get into these trending topics, to get into some current events, to do what we do. Because you know what? Your boy here, the #1 host on YouTube during the 6 o'clock hour, but I could not do it without the #1 co-host and my family members. So please give yourselves a round of applause, because I'd be in here talking to the walls. I appreciate you guys so much. We got a lot to get into this morning. Want to make sure that you guys understand that I got 5 on it. I'm going to be stacking 5 videos at a time. All I want you guys to do is try to stay on topic, try to stay on the point of what we're talking about. Also, if you want, let me know where you're chiming in from, and let me know what time it is where you're at. I love to go and get research from where you're from. This way the dialogue is always fruitful and we always have something to talk about, because hey, that's not too far from where I am. Yes, that's the reason I ask you guys that question. Also, I hope everybody here is having a fantastic morning. I already prayed for you guys before I started the show. Started already with another prayer, and we're going to do one more. We're going to do Brian King, God bless you. Liberty and Justice, Rebecca Lanyon Bueno, doing your thing over there. I see you, Miss Swanza. Okay, okay, Terry, Liberty and Justice, Miss Swanza, Jeffrey, Terry, T got game, and I'm ready to get into it. Without any further ado, let's get into these titles. What do we have here this morning? Let's go. We have power. The richer they are, the better they hide. That's all I can say. And yes, this is a homegrown title, because I'm tired of the BS. What's going on? It seems like, what's going on with these Epstein files? What's going on with the administration level? Seems like once you got power, once you get that area, you can do whatever you want. But you know what? People like us, we're not taking the crap anymore. So we're peeling the layers of the onion back. How we doing it? Trending topic, current events, and we always gonna stay on point. Let's keep on moving forward, because we've also got more topics on other areas, like massive tax refunds incoming as President Trump economic plan kicks in. We're supposed to be getting, I think now it's $1,776. I'm gonna keep it a buck the way that you guys know me. Yo, Trump, what's up with that 5,000 you said you had on it? You said you had 5 on it. What's up with that? I know a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, Bugatti. Yeah, man, I don't forget. My head too big to forget stuff. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's go, because last but not least, what else do we have here? We have new details about the magnitude of the alleged Missouri welfare fraud scandal. First it was 1 billion, then it went up to 4, then it went up to 8. Now it's at 9+. I don't even think that's going to be right, guys. I think it's probably somewhere around 11 or 15 billion dollars. So people out there, they've been scamming for a long time. We got a lot to get into. Without any further ado, I'm ready to go. It's time to get to work, you guys. Let's go. Let's get into our headers and see what we got going on here for today, Tuesday morning, 2 days before Christmas. Yes, the eve of Christmas Eve. Hope you guys are ready. Let's get to work. Let me get this audio up. Hope you guys got your drinks, whatever, or coffee, tea. We've got some information coming in from President Trump, who's talking about, announces the Golden Fleet, a 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. Trump said he was wondering why we weren't building battleships. So now guess what? We're building battleships again. He's going to announce it. We got a lot to get into this morning. Let's stack this deck to have something to talk about. Good morning, everybody. Happy holidays.
Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of two brand new, very large, the largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, we used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times they'll be 100 times the force, the power, and there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time, and it started with me in my first term, because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. So if you look at the Iowa, the Missouri, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others, but they were similar in size, some a little bit bigger than the others. But if you take the biggest one, it's 100 times more powerful. They're longer by a little bit, but and they're bigger. They're bigger ships, but they hold much more. They use the word lethality. Battleships are the largest, sturdiest, and most heavily armed vessel built specifically for naval combat. While America has built many new warships over the years, they've tended to be smaller, much smaller, and not conducive to where we are and where we're going, and peace through strength. But including, we've been building aircraft carriers. We're going to be upping that also. We're going to be going to a superior aircraft. We have the Ford class. We're going to be upping that to a different class of aircraft carrier.
All right, let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because he's got a lot going on right now. I'm glad he's talking about what's going on over here, but I'd rather talk about economics, health, and things of that nature. Things that are going to bring us a little bit more monetary and a little better health. Let's see what we got going on with the president as he says a little bit about he's going to call an important meeting with the insurance agencies to try and see if he can renegotiate deals. Let's go and let's get into this. Let's get into what's left of this meeting here.
17 and even 18, think of this, they went up 1,800%, one of them went up, numbers that nobody's ever seen before. They had a nice return, not a 2%, an 1,800% return. One went up more than that. Therefore, there's a lot of fat that can be cut. And I'd like to announce here, this is just an idea that I had standing here, watching these great leaders saying that we're going to have the lowest prices anywhere in the world, something that nobody would have thought possible. And they're going to come out great. But also donating incredible different medications, medications that are world-famous medications that one or another of them make, and donating them in some cases for free or very, very low prices. And I said, you know, I'll bet you if I called a meeting of the insurance companies, the companies that are involved with healthcare costs, I would be willing to bet, I think, that they would reduce their prices very, very substantially. We could have fair health care in the country. Now, my initial thought, and this is what I want to do as of right now, this is the alternative, is that all of the billions and billions, ultimately trillions and trillions of dollars that's paid to these companies, we're going to pay directly to the people. But there's another way of doing it, and that's getting the insurance companies to ease up and to cut their pricing way, way down and stay.
I don't want to cut this off, but I have to say something about this. I think this is a good idea because my mom and many people's family members also themselves have suffered from dealing with insurance companies. Just got a letter in the mail the other day. They're not going to cover my x-ray for my teeth. Whatever, I'll pay it myself. But this stuff like that, and then imagine if it was something worse that I couldn't cover or was something that was more detrimental. I.e. also when it comes down to people like Luigi Mangione, probably wouldn't be such a martyr or somebody that's looked at because it wouldn't be necessary or felt necessary for someone like that to do something like what he did. I think the time of being a little fair when it comes down to insurance and the pharmaceuticals and the things that they give us, it's time to straighten that out. We got to get those prices straight. Perfect example. I know someone who was taking about 12 different medications. At one point, one medication was for something that had to do with another medication for what it did to the person. So it's like you're taking medications for another medication. And it seems at a certain point, doctors don't seem like they want to heal, allegedly. They just want to prescribe. Like, can you tell me what I can do maybe to work out or cut some things in my diet before I go to those pills or those methods that you're trying to get me to go to by taking those medicines? I mean, in the way that they talk to you, they come out, hey, I'm sorry, but the person expired. What do you mean expired? That was my family member. It's just like, come on, stop being so technical about stuff and be a human being more. Let's get into this a little bit more. I like what's going on here if it's done the right way.
A part of the system. So I'm going to call a meeting. It could be in Florida this coming week, or it could be back in the White House the first week, not the second or third week. I'm going to call a meeting of the big insurance companies that have gotten so rich by receiving money and really far more money than they're entitled to. And I have a feeling maybe if they would act like these incredible, brilliant, responsible citizens behind me, people that love our country and they love the world. I mean, frankly, these are international companies for the most part. I'm going to call a meeting of the insurance companies. I'm going to see if they get their price down, to put it very bluntly. And I think that is a very big statement. And what happened here is the biggest statement of all, because nobody thought a thing like this was possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, we have a two-edged sword in New York. First, they try to sell us all the delicious burgers with all the flame broiling, dripping all off of it, where it looks like, oh my God. But then when it comes down to the other side of it, now you got to deal with it on the other side of the healthcare part of it. Come on, y'all. What's the message here? Let's keep on moving forward. We have to be more smarter. Like, you know what I do? I eat a burger. I smell a burger, eat some fries, because I don't eat meat. I smell a burger, eat some fries. I don't eat meat. Even though you guys can eat whatever you want. I don't mind, because I don't try to push people to do what I do. We got a little more politics to keep on going to, where Trump takes major action against ISIS on Syria after 2 soldiers lost their lives to this situation here. I'm glad I cover the news every day, because I wasn't aware of what was going on here. And now the fact that I'll cover it every day, you got to know what's going on in the world, even though it's not in your neighborhood or your backyard. But now I understand what this was about.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth praising the U.S. strikes on ISIS targets in Syria Friday as a, quote, declaration of vengeance, calling it Operation Hawkeye Strike. Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst joins us from Tel Aviv with the latest. Hello, Trey.
Shannon, good morning. We're tracking a number of foreign policy developments from Eastern Europe to the Middle East. Friday evening, President Trump ordered dozens of airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria. The bombing campaign was in direct response to an ISIS shooting attack that left 2 Iowa National Guardsmen and their interpreter dead last weekend.
I ordered a massive strike on the terrorists that killed our 3 great patriots last week. 2 soldiers, 1 interpreter, all great people.
Didn't know about it.
And it was very successful. It was precision. We hit every site flawlessly, and we are restoring peace through strength. We're all over the world.
Hey, man, it said in the Bible, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. You took my people out, we shatter yours. And that's the way to do it. I know they over there like, why did you do it? Do you see what they've done? Exactly. Now, was it worth it? Hopefully you get the message. Keep on moving forward, you guys. That's enough. I want to ask you guys a question about this Greenland situation. Do you think it's fair or okay that Trump is talking about taking over Greenland? I want to know what you have to say about this in the comments. Let me know what you got to say, because that's my 5, and I definitely would love to know what you guys have to say about this.
News that we want to get to right now, and that takes us to Louisiana. This is a live look right here, as we're taking a live look from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as President Trump has named Louisiana Governor Landry as Greenland's special envoy, making that announcement Sunday reigniting Danish and Greenlandic alarm over Washington's plan for the Arctic island. Now, President Trump has said several times over the years that Greenland, which is a Danish territory, is now largely self-governing, but should become part of the U.S., citing security reasons and an interest in the island's mineral resources. Governor Landry has praised that idea, and we did want to share a little bit more with you as President Trump has announced that Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry will be the special envoy to Greenland. A little bit more information right here as we continue to follow this. The Danish foreign minister now responding today, saying that he would summon the U.S. ambassador to Copenhagen, adding that he had been particularly upset by Governor Landry's support of President Trump's aim of making Greenland part of the United States. Greenland's prime minister reiterated that the island would decide its own future. Meanwhile, President Trump shared this right here, saying, "I am pleased to announce that I am appointing the great governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry, as the United States Special Envoy to Greenland. Jeff understands how essential Greenland is to our national security and will strongly advance our country's interests for the safety, security, and survival of our allies." And
Now I'm going to go to the other side of it. Many people are saying that he wants to go to Greenland for mineral rights and stuff like that when it comes down to minerals and probably things that Greenland has. Just want to know what you guys have to say about it, because we're both sides in this on this show. When is he getting impeached? Batty Lynn. I mean, when is he getting impeached? Who said that? That was Ace. Batty Lynn says, "Thank you, Terry." What we got? There will be a deal. There'll be a deal. Okay, somebody said there'll be a deal. We got deal or no deal. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Somebody want to know what I think about New York? We're getting to that very soon. Thanks for asking the question. But we got other news to get into, even if it's something that you probably don't want to hear about. But do me a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up. Because yes, we got some news to get into about some money, 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 money. That's right, Washington. A major refund. Scott Bessent, you know Scott Bessent. He don't play around with the fisticuffs. He says taxpayers could see big checks in 2026. We've been hearing about that for a while. I told you already, can I get that 5? Because y'all started at 5,000, then y'all went to 2,000. Now y'all talking about 1776. Can y'all give us the dough before it's, I got 5 on it? Could you be careful? I mean, before it's only $5? Come on.
As president, I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of government subsidies. And I want the money to go directly to the people. I want the money to be paid directly to the people so that they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. By the way, what I told you about buying the drugs at this massive dollar discount, it's like from where it is, that's going to have a huge impact on the cost of health care.
And there's President Trump in North Carolina on Friday pledging better health benefits at lower costs for American citizens. The president planning to meet with major insurance companies in a bid to cut prices even further, as about 20 million people will face a potential spike in premiums in the new year. Congress adjourning for the year last week without extending the Affordable Care subsidies. They are set to expire next week. Joining me now is Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, a member of the House Financial...
Nope, because we got too much more to get into. Thank you, Byron. We appreciate your help and all you've done. Let's keep on moving forward, because again, we got a little more information about the urgent message that's being delivered about American workers. And it's basically telling us to be a little bit more about AI and where things are aiming towards. Let's keep on getting into the news, you guys, the politics, the money. Let's go.
The bill was passed in July. You know, the IRS didn't have time to change all the forms. And so now everybody's going to get huge tax refunds if they were overtime workers, if they're seniors, if they had tip income. All those things are going to be refunded, those taxes this year when they file for their taxes.
That's Trump economic chief Kevin Hassett spreading the good news about tax cuts. Joining us now is Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York and Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne.
You asked about New York.
Of Texas. Ladies, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Anybody in New York plus the person that asked the question, I want to know if your question is being answered, number one, and number two, do you agree or disagree?
Congresswoman Claudia, let me come to you first, because We've got all this great news about the tax cuts. We talked about it with Art and Steve Moore. But a lot of blue states, and yours in particular, I say in particular because both you and I live in the state of New York, but other blue states as well, and Washington, D.C., want to deprive their citizens of these tax cuts. That is, expose them to taxes on tips, on overtime, to give the break that seniors were hoping to get from the Trump tax cuts. They want to deprive, so it's like a big lump of coal in their Christmas stocking. What's going on there? Don't those politicians care that people like the idea of tax cuts, particularly if they're struggling as a waiter or a cabbie?
It's real in New York, boy.
Look, they're doing everything in New York to sabotage everything President Trump and the Republicans have done. The New Yorkers are really excited about these things happening. They're raising taxes. They're continuing our catastrophically bad energy policy, which is the real reason we have high unaffordability in New York. It's because of all the extras that come from having, an unstable grid, really high energy costs, really high wages, really high regulatory regime. And as you were just talking about with the last two gentlemen on The Economist, what we've done in the tax cuts is not only have we lowered taxes, given incentives to small businesses to reinvest and create jobs and to create growth, which is what we need, we've also cut regulations and we've unleashed American energy. All those things will be working to benefit New Yorkers, but New York, again, is going to look at raising taxes and everything they can do to increase all those very things that are going to benefit New Yorkers, all because they want to just, eviscerate any of the gains that could be made on the federal side by President Trump and the Republicans in the House and Senate.
And the mayor that we have now is talking about putting more tax on the rich people, right? So what they going to do? Get up out of here because everybody else is leaving.
Don, you don't have those tax Scrooges in Texas, right? The Texans are going to feel the full force of these Trump tax cuts.
And as a result, Texas is going to continue to be the recipient of constituents who are voting with their feet from places like New York and California, because policies matter. And exactly right. This is what the Trump administration is trying to do. It recognizes the fact that we've got increases in costs. So what they tried to do with this bill was to be something for everyone, whether or not it was the hardworking folks in restaurants, giving them no tax on tips, or our law enforcement, no tax on overtime, or our seniors who are facing some of the highest increases in inflation under the Biden administration that they've had, and giving them a tax cut as well. We're going to get $100 billion less in taxes this next coming year as a direct result of the Republican and Trump administration tax policies. This is important. And what you're seeing in these blue states is they're going to continue to have a divide, because Democrats don't look at it as your money. They look at it as their money, and they've already spent it before you've made it.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, let me know if they've answered your questions at all, because you know what you got to always go to? Hell with the opinions. Let's go to the money. What's going to happen with the money? You're not getting no money if you don't comply, is what's going on here. All of the blue states that are not complying, no dough is what you're going to get. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let me know if you agree. Keep on moving forward, because now we've got Thomas Massie, who talks about holding Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of court over what? The Epstein files. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, Besson, you're done. Had you up here already. Where we at right here? Yeah, let's go.
It's 6:13, and Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massie says he wants Congress to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in inherent contempt. Massie and Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna broke with party lines to co-sponsor the Epstein Files Transparency Act. They've argued the DOJ and the administration are not being transparent about the release deadline. On social media, Massie posted, quote, "Unfortunately, Pam Bondi is breaking the law. Epstein survivors aren't satisfied with the DOJ's incomplete and redacted Epstein file disclosures, and neither am I. Congress should assert its ability to hold Bondi in inherent contempt and get justice for the survivors." He made similar statements in a recent interview.
The quickest way, and I think most expeditious way to get justice for these victims, is to bring inherent contempt against Pam Bondi. And that doesn't require going through the courts. And give her, and basically Ro Khanna and I are talking about and drafting that right now.
Yeah, but what's going to happen with
Massie also claimed he has been told of 20 men accused of crimes related to Epstein and known by the FBI, but that those names were not on the files released by the DOJ.
I want to know what are the
It's
what are the ramifications? All right, if you do this, you get this much time. If you do this, you get that. This contempt of court that they're threatening with. What's going to happen? Okay, you found guilty. So she guilty of it, now what? What's going to happen? Because we want to know. What is it? Another reprimand or whatever? It's getting boring at this point, but we got to cover it because it's the news. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. I really would appreciate it because it gets more people over here. Also, give me all the money in your pockets right now. All of it. Give it to me. I'm just kidding with you guys because I understand this Christmas time and y'all spent your money on all those gifts. So I ain't worried about that right there because I got a little bit of Bustelo and cough and Lipton in the kitchen. But I would appreciate if we can get those likes up to get more people over here because we got some good stories coming up as we always do. We got to get on over to Minnesota because we got new details about the magnitude about the Minnesota welfare fraud. Let's keep on going, you guys. Anybody in Minnesota? I already know it's got to be people in Minnesota, Minneapolis, because I've mailed up a whole bunch of decals yesterday. And I swear, I'm like, yo, how many people do we have in Minnesota and Minneapolis? Because I'm going to tell you, y'all about to be flooded with these decals. All of the people who are here, who are a member, who've been here longer than 2 months, you send your you send your mailing address, your job address, wherever you feel like it's safe to go. I'll send you our decals so you have that for Purple Sunday. You can put that somewhere. Okay, guys, let's keep on moving forward and see what we got going on with the magnitude of this welfare fraud here.
Going down swinging like Tim Walz. Well, we're learning new details about the magnitude of Minnesota's massive welfare fraud. Federal authorities say it could total over $9 billion.
The fraud is not small. It isn't isolated. The magnitude cannot be overstated. What we see in Minnesota is not a handful of bad actors committing crimes. It's a staggering industrial scale fraud.
I just want you guys to concentrate on this one gentleman right here. Something about this one person right there, him right there, I said he looked like he just straight up IRS, books, audit, and all of the rest of them, if you look at them, all of them look like they're on the same type of time like this. Oh yeah, numbers, we've checked the taxes, the number of the brick. They look like they look like another whole level of Doge. These two right here, your boy Egbert, he's not a joke. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. He look like he's seriously on those numbers right there, boy.
It's swamping Minnesota and calling into question everything we know about our state.
But Tim Walz and his administration are
Straight
pushing
numbers.
back, saying there was only a little bit of fraud.
What you're seeing here is you're seeing a weaponization. We'll continue to fix it. They're going to continue to come up with numbers that don't have it there, and it's sensationalized. I don't expect anything different from this administration.
The evidence that we have indicates tens of millions of dollars in fraud. There isn't a final number at this point, but we don't have evidence to suggest that level of fraud or a $9 billion number.
But Governor Walz can't hide from this story as
they said it's not that much. You guys are conflating these numbers. How dare you? You guys heard what Tim Walz said. You heard what he said.
House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer is investigating the scandal and is determined to uncover the truth.
He's going to have to answer questions about the billions, not millions, not hundreds of millions, billions of dollars of fraud that we see wasted in Minnesota. And the fact that, according to state whistleblowers, state employees in Minnesota,
he need to resign.
Most of whom are Democrats.
He need to
They
resign.
allege that they alerted both Governor Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison about this fraud, and they did nothing about it because they didn't want to offend that massive Somali population.
Brian said, we don't believe you. You need more people, Tim. We don't believe you. Tampon Tim, we do not believe you. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get the stories out and let more people know we got going on over here. We got some details that are about the U.S. actively doing what? They're pursuing not the first, not the second, but the third oil tanker, and they got him on the run. Another oil tanker, you guys. Thank you guys for the love. I appreciate it so much, because all I do is give it right back. A third oil tanker, and watch the way this go. Because see, guess what? You follow the money, you take the money, and then you find out where the money was going. Watch this. Watch this double up that we got lined up for you guys special. I did this on purpose. Watch this.
Actively pursuing a third dark fleet oil tanker near Venezuela after President Trump seized a second tanker this weekend, disrupting illegal trade worth $8 billion.
I did see that this is another ship that was basically operating in the black market, and so there's been a little bit of black market activity in the oil sector to go to sanctioned countries and to get them some oil, and they're getting that oil in order to avoid, the reforms that we think would make the countries a better place. And so it's not a lot of oil compared to world supply, and so I don't think that people need to be worried here in the U.S. that the prices are going to go up because of these seizures of these ships. There's just a couple of them, and they were black market ships.
Former Deputy National Security Advisor Victoria Coates joins me now. Victoria, great to see you as always. That was Kevin Hassett talking about the economic impact of this, essentially saying nothing to see here. But overall, how significant are these oil tanker seizures, and where do you see all of this going?
I asked you guys yesterday.
Well, good morning, Carly. Good to be with you. Now, this is very important in terms of getting Nicolas Maduro out of Venezuela. These so-called shadow tankers, these are old vessels that aren't properly maintained. They're not properly flagged. They don't follow the rules of commercial shipping. So they're actually quite a liability that you could have an accident really easily with them. But they're in Maduro's essentially dark money ATM. They're the way he keeps cash flowing into Venezuela under our sanctions. And it is perfectly legal for us to interdict them when we come across them on the high seas. So this.
Now I want to see who was gonna get that, because it's like, okay, they blaming somebody. They saying that it was oil that wasn't supposed to be shipped. It was on the Black Sea. The vessels have not been legally scrutinized or whatever like that. But where was that oil going? Where do you guys think it was going? Anybody want to give me a hint in the chat? Anybody here want to give me one idea, a hint of where that oil was headed? Let's keep on moving forward, because we got somebody that's stepping up about their oil.
China on Monday accused the United States of a serious violation of international law after the U.S. intercepted an oil tanker bound for China off the Venezuelan coast.
Dun, 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 dun. So that oil was going to China, huh? And we already got a situation with them with tariffs. Not a good situation right now for us to be dealing with. I got to get the chat back open, but I'll be right back, you guys. Let's go. Let's keep going.
美方随意扣押他国. A foreign ministry spokesperson said Venezuela has the right to develop relations with other countries, adding that China opposes all unilateral and illegal sanctions. The ship bound for China was the Panama flag Centuries, which the U.S. intercepted Saturday, seen in this video published on social media by Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem. A White House spokesperson said the falsely flagged vessel carried sanctioned oil and was part of Venezuela's shadow fleet. It was the second such seizure, and comes days after President Donald Trump announced a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela. The Venezuelan government called the tanker interception a serious act of international piracy. Officials told Reuters on Sunday that the U.S. Coast Guard was also pursuing a third oil tanker in international waters near Venezuela. It was identified by British maritime risk management group Vanguard as Bella.
So basically, we didn't know anything about this, but they're saying it was sanctioned oil. And you guys, like I said, we already got beef with China right now. We don't need no more drama. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, because guess what? We have to keep on going. Now we got to get on over to Russia, where all of a sudden there's been a general who was taken out by a car, boom, 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 in Moscow. And they're saying that they think it's possible that Ukraine did it, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. We're trying to get all the news out early as possible. Know you guys, some of you guys got to go to work, so let's get the headline news out early.
We have some breaking news to report on this morning. A Russian general killed after a bomb detonated underneath his car in Moscow. Taking a look here at a social media post from the Associated Press, in which it says pretty much what I had just stated. The AP, though, does go on to say that investigators say Ukraine could be behind the attack. It is the third such killing of a senior military officer within a year. The lieutenant general, or the head of the operational training directorate of the Russian Armed Forces General Staff, died from his injuries. That's according to a spokesperson for Russia's investigative committee. Earlier today, we did have some live images coming into our newsroom. I want to bring them up here on your screen. Take a look at that, though. You can see that just a few moments ago, the scene was still very much active, with a lot of law enforcement there present in the area as they were working to secure that scene, gather evidence, gather clues, and also tow away the car, which you do see from this vantage point. Now, the Kremlin spokesperson said that President Vladimir Putin had been immediately informed about the killing of that lieutenant general, his name, Vanil Sarvarov. The defense minister said that Sarvarov had previously fought in Chechnya and taken part in Moscow's military campaign in Syria. Just over a year ago, a reminder that on December 17th of 2024, another Lieutenant General, Igor Kirillov, the chief of the military's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection forces, was also killed by a bomb hidden on an electric scooter outside his apartment building.
Wow.
Kirillov's assistant.
Wow, they're not playing with y'all. Y'all be thinking it's a game. Ukraine ain't no little adversary right there. You see that, right? And if y'all can't deal with them, what make y'all think y'all gonna be able to rock with us? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let your boy freestyle real quick. Let me get it. What's this next one we got lined up over here? Because I know we got to stay on topic. We got these error suspects. Yeah, they not only tried to do what they did at the Bondi attack, but they also tried to boom, boom, boom there as well. It's not much I can say about topics like this, but we have to cover the news. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. I really would appreciate it. Let's get on over and check this out in Australia. Australia.
The day after a memorial for the 15 victims of the Bondi Beach massacre, Australian officials are looking at how to prevent a tragedy like it from happening again. Lawmakers in the state of New South Wales are attending an emergency session of Parliament. They're debating new laws to tighten gun control in the state, to limit protests, and to ban the display of terror symbols and hate speech. Thousands of mourners gathered under tight police security at Bondi Beach on Sunday evening to mark a week since 2 gunmen targeted a Jewish festival. We're also learning more about how last...
Okay, keep on moving forward because you already know we got a lot. We cover everywhere. Australia, current events, topics, brand new stuff. Everything that you guys got going on. Yeah, we got to keep on moving forward, you guys. What else I got on over? Yeah, because we just lost that real quick. And it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it because you already know. Oh, it's time to sing again. Oh, I love it. 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 And if I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. That's right, you guys. We got to get on over to Manhattan, where there's a mistrial in the case of the New York governor, the former aide, who's been accused of the Chinese agent who was accused and says she has nothing. They just threw out the case. I think she was also being accused of taking money too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a mistrial just happened.
News, a mistrial in the case of a former aide to 2 New York governors who's accused of acting as a foreign agent for China after the jury was deadlocked. Prosecutors say Linda Sun, a former Democratic aide, and her husband, Chris Hu, made millions selling her influence to China and allege they profited from a PPE scheme during the pandemic. The jury deliberated for more than a week. They restarted deliberations this morning with an alternate juror after one was dismissed due to travel plans. This afternoon, they told the judge they could not reach a unanimous decision on any of the 19 counts, which included money laundering and bribery.
Got away with it.
We sincerely hope that the government recognizes what this mistrial means and that it declines to retry such unsound charges again.
The government has
exemplified the flaws in their theory, and the jury has resounded that those flaws with its inability to reach a verdict on any of the counts in this case.
Both of the defendants pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors told the judge they want to retry the case as soon as possible. A status conference is scheduled for January 26th.
Now, tell you guys something. I learned a lot on YouTube. I learned how to do certain types of plumbing. I learned how to paint certain ways. I learned how to do graphics. Learned how to do, all sorts of stuff. I can't even begin to tell you how much stuff I learned on YouTube. But guess what? I don't suggest that you learn on YouTube, and especially the children. This is something that you might want your kids to see, because of the fact that just because you can learn something on YouTube does not mean that you need to be doing it. Now these kids here, they learn how to steal cars on YouTube. And yes, just so happens that the whole scene starts off with what? A high-speed chase. Let's go, guys, let's go. No audio in the beginning. Kids learn car theft on YouTube, sparking a wild police chase. They're already doing 54, 58. Only dash cam so far. Don't worry about audio. We don't got audio yet. It'll pop in. Just want you guys to see what these little kids learned on YouTube. They're trying to get away in a Stills Nolan car. Nervous, got the police on their back, 15 years old, 16 years old, don't really drive like that. High rates of speed, going around turns. What's the possibility of something happening, huh? Smart people pulling over, they're smart. Other people on the road are just stopping, exactly. Let them get that. Everybody pulling over, they hear those sirens. Check this out, y'all. We about to get to it. Want you guys to see what's going on here. So now.
You got my mom.
3865 West 21st, I have 3.
Please. What's up? Please. Please don't hurt us. You call my mom.
We'll call parents in a second. You guys are doing good. Thank you for complying. Once I get all the units here, we'll detain everybody and we'll figure everything out.
Going to jail?
We're not going to jail right now. You're going to be detained, okay?
Oh my God.
Just keep on complying.
We need some more people that be
3865, it's at the middle of an intersection. There's a Jeep in the driveway.
One in the back already snitching, talking about, we know some more people that do this too.
With a white Kia. There's a white Jeep that just stopped in front of it.
He ain't even need no burger or fries.
Please help me. No!
You're right in front of it.
No, please. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. I do, mommy. Please don't hurt me.
Okay. I got it.
Please don't hurt me.
I have a knife checking.
No.
Hey, stop talking. Don't reach for anything. Put that down.
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah. Hey, stop. Stop your crying. You should have thought about that before you got in that car.
I'm sorry, sir, please.
Okay, well, stop crying. You see anybody else crying?
Stay off your phone, please. I don't care. Stay off your phone.
Believe it or not, this is the best thing that can happen to them, so they can see what the possibility that can happen to them, and they need to go, because they could have really harmed somebody, and they could have really, it could have been much worse than it was, luckily.
Stay right there.
3 detained. Slow it down. We're in front of 20. We're on West 21st. Go south on 21st from Denison, halfway down. No, you can't call anybody. You can't answer anybody.
Yeah, I got it all in there.
Okay. Do you have any? Does anybody have any guns on you?
I don't tell guns.
Do you have any guns on you? What's your name? Take that off.
I got shot in my head already. I don't tell guns.
You got a gun with you?
We don't tell guns.
You don't tell guys you just said, come on, don't reach for anything.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm just
it's all good. Relax.
This is my first time in the park.
Well, I could tell by the way that you drove. You suck at driving. Stand up.
He said, this is my first time in a car.
Check in. Just check in. Is anybody else trying?
13, 14, 15 years old, stolen car. Luckily they got caught, and luckily nobody got hurt, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. And if I was the police, I would scare them to death. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't know. Y'all might be looking at 20 to 30 years for this. I'm talking about I had them so scared they be peeing in the back seat on the way to the precinct. I had them back there like, how long? Like, yeah, you're gonna call your mother, but I don't know if she could do nothing for you. I'm talking about scared stiff. They wouldn't want to do nothing once I'm done with them. And you know what? Yes, we want to pray for the good, for the fact that nobody got hurt in this situation. Luckily, they just went joyriding. They drove a little fast, and you heard what the police officer said. I could tell you never drove before because you don't know how to drive, but I'm gonna be honest with you, he kept on that road with that turn. And I want to say amen for that. Amen. That's right, you guys. Keep on moving forward. Yeah, that little, he probably never drove before, but he bust that turn pretty good doing about 79. I got to get that little 13-year-old a little bit of props because I don't know if I was driving like that at that time. I just got my license. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. But guess what, America? You're going to be shocked as Aaron Bean talks about something that you guys would never understand or never thought that really was going to happen. Double tap that screen. Please get those likes up. Yes, I know it's Tuesday, but we got to get into this. This is about the council members. No, I want to get into this one. We going here. We going to this one. This is about America and how they will be shocked on the alarm of organ procurement. Not the organ that you play. Organ procurement. Watch this.
Good morning, Ways and Means Oversight panelists. I am truly sorry.
Notice how nobody's in this meeting. It's not really getting that much exposure, not getting out there that much, right? Please hang in there for a minute.
Sorry you come under the circumstances of which you come. I'm a member of the Oversight Committee. I'm a member of Congress. I'm a member of Ways and Means, and I'm used to reading about waste, fraud, and abuse. It's rampant throughout the federal government, but today there's two words I'm going to add to it in reading for preparation for today's hearing. It's shocking. It is shocking, and I'm so glad the cameras are watching, and I know C-SPAN is watching. America will be shocked when they find out what's happening behind these organ, just the way that we harvest organs and give organs to families and breaking hearts. Ms. Knuckles, Ms. Martin, I'm truly sorry, and it is shocking. It's also, I'm going to use a word you don't hear very often. It's evil. It's evil to rob families of the hope, to mislead them, to take organs before any organ should be taken. I'm really sorry. So I've got a picture behind me, and I want to ask Ms. Erickson, can you explain what I'm looking at with this picture behind me, Ms. Erickson?
Yes, Congressman. According to a whistleblower, those are boxes of human organs that are sitting on shelves, including human pancreases.
So pancreas. Now, shouldn't, if you donate a pancreas, shouldn't they go directly towards somebody in need of a pancreas?
Yes, sir. That's what families agree to.
So why aren't they going? In fact, I know why they're going, because there's a loophole in the law that says that you can use them for research. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. In 2020, CMS finalized a new regulation that said that OPOs only get credit for organs that are actually transplanted. But the loophole allowed them to declare credit for pancreases that they said were recovered for research.
So the people that donated these organs thought they were going to save a life or do something big. Have we, as CMS, defined research or put any timeline on what research is?
No, sir, they have not.
How many pancreas do you know have been harvested since 2020?
Over 7,000 across the United States.
Is there any, do we know the data that came from the research? Do we have any info that these pancreases were actually used for research?
Sir, they were not. Since 2020, islet cell transplants have remained flat, while pancreas harvesting has exploded with no proof at all that they were used for research.
The investigation, and thank goodness the oversight committee, I want to give kudos to them. The reading is again shocking and evil. It showed that on a single day, the New Jersey sharing network threw out 100 pancreases after federal agencies started investigating this practice.
Okay. All right. Don't know what you guys got to say about that. I really don't know, because there could be some selling of that stuff going on. There could be a whole lot of other stuff going on there. But guess what? You saw it. I didn't make it up. What do you have to say about this right here? Yeah, sad and sickening. Pass. Morning live. Okay, what we got? Yeah, this is crazy right here. Yeah, this is bananas. This is, yeah, that is wicked. Exactly. Now we got to get on over to, we're talking about health right now. We're talking about fitness, and we're talking about much more. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get those likes up. Let's see if we can get up to 200. I really would appreciate that, you guys. We got this situation called no off switch. It's been making me think a lot. In this wars on ultra processed foods that have been hijacked, they hijack the brain as well. Sugar as well as salt hijacks your brain, and it doesn't let you go to sleep. Didn't know none of this stuff. Guess who's gonna be cutting out a lot of sugar and a lot of salt out of their diet? Check this out.
Reveal an alarming link between ultra-processed foods and the brain. Virginia Tech researchers warn that just one serving of red deli meat could raise cognitive issues by 17%. It's sparking questions about the long-term impact of processed foods. Let's bring in Dr. Mark Siegel, the Fox News senior medical analyst and the Miracles Among Us author. Dr. Siegel, thank you for joining us this weekend. Red deli meat, messing with my head. What's going on here?
Well, Rich, we have a lot more miracles if we would actually pay attention to this and understand that our bodies are temples, and what are we putting in them? Ultra-processed food, 60% of adults are using it most of the time in their diets, and 70% per kids. 70% of a child's diet is ultra-processed foods. And I've been saying for a while now that it's addictive. It isn't just the food dyes. That draws you in. But when you get into that diet, you get sugar, you get salt. And a new study from Virginia Tech that I think is groundbreaking shows that you don't stop. In other words, you're full, but you keep eating. They give you more food if you're on the ultra-processed food in this study, and you ate it. That's because there's no off switch in the brain. When you eat sugar, the brain stays on. When you eat this high fructose corn syrup, the brain stays on. And that's the problem with ultra-processed foods. Salt, too. Salt leaves the brain switches on.
So basically, there's no signal going to my brain saying, hey, man, you're full, stop eating, and you just keep going.
Exactly. And, you know, the consequences of that bring people to my office. There's the obesity epidemic in the United States, about 40% of people. There's diabetes epidemic. There's cancer that results from this cold.
So I hear people say a lot, oh, yeah, you vegan? Oh, I couldn't stop eating meat. I just love it so much. Oh, stuff like that. See, when you're ignorant to certain stuff, it's fine. You want to live your life the way you want to, that's fine. But guess what? There's ramifications to it. I'm not trying to say cut everything out, whatever, but I am trying to say moderation. You could eat less. And also, you know what I've been starting to do a lot? And it scares me. I go to the supermarket, I see something that I want to buy, I turn the label around and I read the back. If it says GMO, I'm like, what? And then you look at the other stuff that's not GMO and it's more expensive. So they're just telling you, hey, you can eat this cheap stuff with GMO in it. We don't know what's in that. Or you can eat the stuff that you're supposed to be crazy out here right now. And yes, all of those Eggo waffles, when it comes down to the ramen noodles, all of that stuff is processed GMO. Crap, garbage, and it's processed so that it has a long lifespan. It doesn't even really break down right in your system and your internals.
colon cancer. And a new study just showed that there's a high increase from Rutgers in breast cancer, especially in black women dying from it. 40% increased death rate over 25 years for black women that had a diet very high in ultra-processed foods. Huge problem. It leads to obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and cancer.
Said black women. My mom has passed from diabetes, heart failure, renal failure, eating what you want, sweet potatoes and fried this and yams or whatever. Yes, the food is delicious, but you guys saw soul food. What happened to mama too, right? Because what you eat. And I hate to keep prying this in your head, but let's eat a little better, or at least try.
You know, when I was a kid, I remember looking at things like cheese, full fat milk. You were supposed to stay away from that because that was the stuff that was going to get you big. Now there's a Swedish study that says eating full fat cheese and cream is linked to lower dementia.
This is a huge study, and I'm not going to go on TV and say I think saturated fats are good for you, but I think the point here is we villainized them back in the 90s. We said you can eat all the sugar you want, but don't touch fats, because we thought sugar was a fuel for the brain. It turns out fats are actually the fuel, one of the fuels for the brain, and we know that omega-3 fatty acids, those type of unsaturated fats are good for the brain, but it turns out that a certain amount of saturated fats in cream cheese and cheese, 50 grams a day, helps the brain as fuel. And that's my reason for believing that dementia over 20 years in this Swedish study is diminished. And this looked at 27,000 people. This is not a small study. So I think the message here is a balanced diet. I like a Mediterranean diet is probably the best, and a certain amount of fats is actually good for the brain.
This is what I want you guys to understand. It's okay. A certain amount is okay, but that's what I want you guys to take away from this. Okay, so I'm getting right into it because every day I eat ginger. So a little breakdown of what ginger does to the body, just so you guys can get an understanding of what happens when you eat ginger. Let's go.
You take a bite of ginger, sharp, spicy, and full of power. But inside your body, something incredible begins. As it reaches your stomach, ginger activates enzymes that help you digest food faster and reduce bloating. Your blood vessels start to relax as natural compounds like gingerol improve circulation and lower inflammation. Deep in your cells, antioxidants fight damage and protect your DNA. Your immune system wakes up, ready to defend you from viruses and infections. Meanwhile, your brain releases serotonin and dopamine, improving focus and mood. Even your heart benefits. Blood pressure stabilizes and cholesterol levels drop. By the time your body finishes processing that small piece of ginger, it's not just flavor. It's a full body reset. If you enjoyed this video, don't...
Okay, you guys, every time I drink my tea, I sorted up that. I said, you know what, I'm going to share that. Because every time I drink my tea, I take a slice of ginger and I throw it in my tea. And it makes the tea taste much better as well, but you get a real good natural taste too, because it's like, you just taste the ginger and it's much more pleasant. And it helps for the digestive and much more, like they said. So yes, even if you don't, have full balanced meals and things of that nature, try to incorporate certain things that help you digest when it comes down to food processing and eating your food. Gotta eat to live, you guys. We gotta eat to live. Let's get on over to Washington, where we got these Jeffrey Epstein survivors and families that's speaking out after the release of the Epstein files. They say this is a slap in the face. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
For some survivors and their families, weeks after Congress forced the turnover of DOJ documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, that triumph tempered now with skepticism and disappointment.
I would say it's a mixed bag of emotions right now.
Sky Roberts is the brother of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers. She died by suicide in April.
How do you think your sister would see this moment?
Thank you.
She'd be really proud of her survivor sisters, but she would know there's so much more to go.
The DOJ acknowledging it's released only some of the Epstein documents in its possession, saying it's reviewing material to protect victims. But one survivors advocacy group today calling the limited release a step backward for transparency and accountability.
I feel like they're still trying to hide something.
Somebody said that they have an 11-year-old granddaughter who's obese at 10 years old and autistic grandson with fatty liver disease because of her cooking. Yep. Who was that? Like my cousin, his mom used to feed him all types of rice with butter and stuff like that. And he got real big. Sometimes they try to pacify the kids with food. And guess what? That's actually a crime, believe it or not.
Among the documents that have emerged, this FBI report dated September 1996, detailing a complaint about child pornography.
Did you know immediately when you saw that document, and Annie, what it was?
Yes, it was very clear.
Annie Farmer's sister, Maria, filed that never-before-seen complaint, which says Epstein stole underage photos of her sisters, then threatened to burn her house down if she told anyone.
I was with my sister, so I ran down the hall to find her, and we just embraced and cried together to finally have it at least, confirmed that she had been telling the truth, that she had reported these criminals. I think that was a tremendous amount of relief.
Now that part didn't come out. So you stole the pictures, and then you threatened the 12-year-old and the 16-year-old that you were going to burn their house down, and they didn't charge you with this, and they had the files. Who was protecting this guy?
But also, it just highlighted the sadness about the fact that this was not able to be stopped. Just seeing it in black and white made me feel a little sick, too, to think about how differently it could have unfolded.
For Farmer and others, still many questions left.
Yeah, I got a lot more to get into on this topic. You guys know we stack the deck when it comes down to this, especially until we get the rest of these files. We got these lawmakers that's threatening contempt of court, contempt for the Epstein file. Let's see what they keep on threatening, but like I said, you guys, I want to know what they're going to do.
This morning, growing backlash aimed at the Department of Justice over their release of the Epstein files.
The problem is this was a slap in the face of survivors.
Members of Congress and survivor groups raising concerns over the uneven disclosure, with thousands of documents still not released, pages and pages of redactions, and photos and documents posted and then taken down, including this one that included snapshots of the president, which the DOJ later reposted. Now, the leading sponsors of the law that forced the DOJ to release the files are considering holding the department in contempt of Congress or even impeaching Attorney General Pam Bondi.
They're flouting the spirit and the letter of the law. It's very troubling, the posture that they've taken. And I won't be satisfied until the survivors are satisfied.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche telling Kristen Welker the DOJ is not working to shield anyone, including President Donald Trump.
If President Trump is mentioned, if there's photographs that we have of President Trump or anybody else, they of course will be released.
The DOJ responding to the criticism by posting a lengthy fact sheet describing a, quote, arduous process and arguing the redactions and slow release are all part of their effort to protect the victims.
Hundreds of lawyers looking at every single document and making sure that victims' names and any of the information from victims is protected and redacted.
Sky Roberts' sister, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, was among the first survivors of Jeffrey Epstein to come forward and tell her story.
I think we still have a big fight ahead of us.
Giuffre took her own life in April.
Allegedly. We're going to keep on saying that because it was too many rich, powerful people that didn't even want that book to come out. And if you guys really think about it, yeah, they were talking about putting these Epstein files out and all of this information out. But until that book came out, that's when stuff started happening. And then Andrew lost his name, his title, his role. Why? Because now you got a book that describes what you did and the person's no longer here. The king and the royal family could not take that. We got to keep on going forward now because, yeah, they keep on got this growing outrage over the release of the heavily redacted files. If you guys know, I've already put the link in the description of every one of these videos, especially now, because what I've been trying to do is be as transparent as possible, give us as much updated information as possible, number two. Number three, have a lot of witness accounts because the witnesses, it's just like the paperwork. If you got the witnesses that are still alive, they can corroborate the paperwork. Or if you don't got the paperwork, you got the witnesses that can say what happened to that paperwork. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. We got to keep on going in this.
New this morning, as the DOJ prepares to release more documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, the department is facing intense criticism over the slow pace of the rollout and the heavy redaction in the initial batch of files.
pages.
The DOJ says it erred on the side of, quote, over-redaction to protect victims of Epstein. Yesterday, the Justice Department republished a photo taken from Epstein's home that featured an image of President Trump. It was deleted Saturday, but reappeared Sunday. But
pages 15 and 16 were deleted. Now they're back up after they were given, said that they realized that, we saw that you guys took those pages down. So what's going on here?
The DOJ saying it temporarily removed the picture to make sure it didn't show any victims. The heavy redactions and drip of the documents release has angered the bipartisan lawmakers behind the Epstein files legislation. They're now threatening contempt proceedings against Attorney General Pam Bondi. Listen.
The quickest way, and I think most experts...
No, we saw that already, man. We're not going to keep on doubling up on that. We're going to, whatever they give up, we'll talk about it when we get there. The last thing we're going to cover right now is the Republicans and Democrats as they react to the major redactions. That's it. After that, we out of here because I want you guys to see these black pages first. That's what I want you guys to see. I keep on bringing it up and everybody's talking about it, but these are the pages of the Epstein files that they've been providing us. What you going to read right here? You better be Superman. If you ain't Superman, you ain't gonna be able to read jack. If you can read some here, you need to be a millionaire, multi-billionaire, because your eyes must be special.
Were fully redacted. Some lawmakers are criticizing the move, saying all of the files should have been released in accordance with a law signed earlier this year. The Justice Department says that was to protect the innocent. Over the weekend, we heard from the bipartisan sponsors who led the push in the House to release the files. Here's what they told our Margaret Brennan about the partial.
Your ass better be the man of steel, because ain't no way you're seeing through that. I don't care who you are. Okay, we talked enough. I want you guys to see the files. I want you to see how black they are. Blacker than, black, what's the name of that comedian? Yeah, blacker than him. Keep on moving forward, because I'm not going to stay on these topics all day talking about the same thing. We got more to get into. I do want to talk about Bill Clinton, though, because even though he's, 79 years old, yeah, he got a lot of pictures over there, Bill. And, when you were the president, what was going on between, Jeffrey Epstein? Were you using your power to maybe help him get out of trouble? Is that why? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because, they got the matching hula shirts and everything. What are those, the Jeffrey Epstein shirts that they wear that match up together? And what's all this going on? I mean, explain it to me, because that's not Hillary. Is that Hillary right there, y'all? Don't look like Hillary to me.
Joining me now for more on the...
Shit, might be the reason why he over there, because of the way Hillary looked. Hillary looked like Susan B. Anthony.
This is Sky News contributor Kosha Gada. Kosha, we've seen Clinton pictured with Epstein before. A lot of talk about him, having an association with Epstein. But how damaging are these fresh photos for him?
Certainly not great. I think, he's 79 years old. He's pretty much off the political stage at this point, so not as damaging as it might have been had these things been released in his heyday or even when Hillary Clinton was in the national spotlight. But it's obviously not great. I think it just confirms what really the zeitgeist has long thought about the former president, that he is somebody who has a penchant for impropriety, to put it nicely, with women and other women, in this case young women. But all these things do because a picture is worth 1,000 words, of course, as it brings it back into the forefront. And that's why people are saying this is his reckoning, or it's hard to shake this while it's in the news cycle.
Yeah. My question is, do you guys think that they're just throwing this Bill Clinton situation out there as like a smoke screen just to get us to have something to look at? Because we got a little bit more commentary. This is going to be the last clip for Epstein stuff. Got to be honest with you guys. I had enough Epstein myself. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. We got other stuff to cover as well. But you already know one of our people that we love and we love to hear commentary from. None other than Hunter. I can feel it. Biden. That's right. He's talking about Donald Trump, and he said that he's in the Epstein files. Listen to this, you guys. Want you guys to hear about this. We got a little video clip of this a couple of months ago, But yeah, it broke again because of what's going on now.
He's in the Epstein files, man. And that's the reason that we're not getting him. Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were thick as thieves. And Donald Trump has tried to pass this off as being what Palm Beach was in the 90s. I've seen enough evidence of Donald Trump and his teen modeling agencies and what he said on Howard Stern about how he would go into the back of these Miss Teen USA pageants, walk up to the girls naked. They were talking about girls when he's talking about doing that.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant. Is everyone okay? You know, they stayed in there with no club. And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with it.
Michael Wolff says that the justification in Trump's mind was they were models. 14, 15 years old. They weren't young women. 14-year-olds, kids, entire networks that they developed. We have a president that has been credibly accused by over 12.5 women, if not more, of assault. And he won't release him. Why? Out of the kindness of his heart for the people that make it hurt? He's in the...
Now, you know, we don't take too much credibility from Hunter, I can feel it, Biden, unless he got some access to some files that we don't know about. But yeah, we know we let everybody get their little 2 minutes of fame. So we're going to keep on moving forward because now we got to get on over to this AG that's defending the removal of the paperwork. Matter of fact, we all for that. I had enough. We're going to get on over to these students that confront a travel agent. They say scammed them for over $400,000. And guess what? He got locked up and now he got to go to court. And guess what? All of those children, teenagers that worked their butts off thinking that they were about to go on a trip, they were there waiting for him when he came down the escalator at the airport. I love stories like this when things like this happen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because this is payback. I know you bitch niggas from way back. Payback. I love payback. Watch when he see all of them down there. He gonna be like, should I go down there? Yeah. Don't get scared now. You done stole their money.
This airline passenger is about to be greeted by an angry crowd. Furious students say this travel agent ripped them off over a school trip. And waiting for the accused bad guy at the bottom of the escalator at Daytona Airport, the local sheriff.
I think it's important that these people who you screwed over, you look them in the eyes. Because it's easy what you did, right? It's really hard to realize all these lives you affected.
Robert Goodwin was extradited from California following accusations of defrauding $400,000 from 104 high school students. The students had signed up for a dream trip to Italy and Greece. The price tag, a minimum of $3,500. But police say a month before the students were due to leave, they received an email from Goodwin saying his travel agency was closing and that the trip was canceled. And they say no one received a single cent in refunds from the company.
I was super excited for this trip. We were about to go on it, and then it was kind of like a blindside hit. Like, we're not going on this trip anymore.
Goodwin had this to say as he faced the gauntlet of students and their parents.
Very sorry and innocent until proven guilty, and hopefully this all will get fixed.
How are you going to fix it?
I can't say any more than that.
I spoke to Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood today. How good did it feel to confront that guy at the bottom of that escalator?
For me, it was Christmas Day. Some of these kids, well, it was their own money. It wasn't mommy and daddy's money. It was their own money. Their parents said, hey, I can't afford this. You need to get a job or you need to start saving.
A judge set Goodwin's bond at $4 million.
So now imagine your parents tell you they can't afford the trip. You go bust your butt to get a job. You doing odd jobs. You selling stuff. Next thing you know, somebody skip off with your money. It's lucky. I'm glad he ain't getting no bail. He got what he deserved. He got locked up, and I don't know if he getting out. Watch your head. It was like, yo, so what are you going to do? Are you going to be able to do something about it? Well, I don't know. I don't have anything to say right now. Because you know you're going to spend that $400,000 on something else, right? You know you ain't got them kids' money. That's a shame. Let's keep on moving forward right now, because right now we've been talking about this a lot. And I think it has to do with a lot of wind and a lot of stuff going on now. It's a lot of wind going on. And right now the climate is totally different from where it's been. So right now I'm not too keen on taking flights anywhere. Check out this aircraft. It's a single carrier. We've been looking at this all week and we've been seeing situations like this from these planes, especially these small ones that's been crashing. So want you guys to see this plane right now, this aircraft. It's rocked by a strong wind, and it's flipped over in Montana. Check this out. Now, Lord forbid if that was in the air. I'm good. No, thank you. What is that, a little envelope you flying in with one wheel on the front? I'm good. What are we, going back in the days from when they first started making planes? Like, I'm good. Yeah. No. I am good. I'm good. Nope. I'm good. So imagine if you was in the air flying that thing. Man, get that thing out of there. Go sell that stuff for some scrap metal and get out of there. Don't be flying that foolish thing around no more. Don't fly that plane around no more. Period. Check this out, you guys, right here. I want you guys to see this right here. This happened yesterday. Let me go ahead and get this commercial out the way. Let's see if it's going to go.
These eyes in arrest.
We got this situation here where we got this man behind a fatal bow and arrow attack, barricades himself inside a New Jersey home and sets it on fire. This is some craziness right here. Check this out.
And now to that bizarre and deadly chain of events in Kearney, New Jersey.
Police say the man behind a fatal bow and arrow type of attack barricaded himself in a home where he set 2 fires. And after an hours-long standoff, he finally surrendered this afternoon.
Certainly a tense 24 hours for police and for people who live near the scene on Kearney Avenue, which was shut down amid the chaos. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
The flames shooting out of 20 Kearney Avenue early in the morning were the first indication for many neighbors that something was wrong.
5 o'clock in the morning when it started the fire, the SWAT, you tell me to everybody go out.
The Hudson County SWAT team was already there. Here, a neighbor captured the officers with guns drawn and pointed at the house while firefighters doused the flames. They were there to negotiate with a person of interest in a deadly assault who'd barricaded himself inside. And soon the house was engulfed. That deadly assault was right around 6 last night on the same block. A man had collapsed right here on the ground in front of a business with an arrow in his back.
When you pass the front house and they get shot with the
arrow.
Yes, exactly.
Around 7 or 8 o'clock, the police started showing up and they started doing the investigative work. And about 12 a.m., I walked by and I saw that's when the SWAT team started showing up.
More than 12 hours later, they would leave with a suspect in handcuffs this afternoon as more...
So this fool is shooting arrows at people and then barricades himself in a house and sets it on fire. Idiot.
Smoke rose from the house. They believe the suspect started a second, smaller fire and was armed with knives when they arrested him.
I'm still in shock, actually.
Neighbors evacuated from their homes, sheltered in a nearby church for hours, while others were told to stay inside.
Police handled it very well. They did help us very much.
Trying to damage other stuff and like, what do you think you're doing? You ain't no army man or whatever like that. No, see, some people, yo, I'm talking about just do not need to be on the street no more. People like that, just get up out of here, man. Like, don't nobody got time to deal with your craziness and your nonsense. And I want you guys to be careful this season because you're going to have a lot of people trying to steal your gifts. You got these Amazon porch pirates. You got a whole lot of people out there. So you guys be careful. If you got gifts or anything that you got being shipped to your house right now, maybe want to ship it to work, especially if it's a gift.
Brighten the holidays with ABC 7. We are going everywhere.
You do not want it to be like, crunch time. You got 2 more days left, and the next thing you know, the package is supposed to be there, and somebody stole it. Be careful. Look out for people like this. Let's get into this next episode, you guys. Let's go. The Grinch who stole Christmas.
Was the night before Christmas, and outside the house, porch pirates are circling, looking to pounce. From furry friends, to twerking swindlers, to this pair of dueling thieves. The holiday season is ripe with robbers hoping to swipe any packages you receive.
It's just violating and disappointing.
Didn't feel real. It still kind of hasn't set in yet.
The audacity, I really can't believe it.
An estimated 58 million packages were stolen in the U.S. last year, costing up to $16 billion in losses. And authorities are warning that criminals are becoming more and more sophisticated.
Whether it be people stealing packages from porches, stolen car cases, catalytic converters, retail theft. Oftentimes, underlying these types of crimes are organized conspiracies.
Last month, New York Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney announced the arrest of 14 people involved in stealing iPhones and other packages to sell around the world.
There were sophisticated criminal rings that were organized and they had gained access to delivery records
We broke this story.
to steal high-end electronic items such as phones and tablets.
The group indicted for crimes like this, approaching a FedEx worker, then ripping a package from his hands before making off in a waiting getaway car. Just one of 4 similar crimes in the area by a sophisticated criminal network of porch pirates that targeted mobile phones and other electronics, and knew when FedEx was dropping them off because they had gained access to inside information.
There were certain things that they were looking for. Electronics are smartphones, they're expensive, but they're not that big. So if the package is a certain price and a certain dimension, you're going to know that more than likely the items in that package is going to be an electronic device.
Officials releasing videos they say show a pattern. A FedEx employee drops off a box, and moments later, a thief swipes it from a porch and flees in a waiting car. Then authorities say the stolen items would be taken to this stash house in the Bronx, where a, quote, buyer would arrive to pick them up in boxes and garbage bags and sell them internationally.
The thing that made those items attractive to the purchasers were because they were stolen, their activity would be largely invisible to law enforcement.
So now they can do all types of stuff because that's a stolen phone. They can do all types of criminal stuff with the phone that you were possibly going to get, or just sell it overseas and take the lock off and don't have to worry about it. Yeah, all sorts of scams going on right now, you guys. Be careful. Don't get caught up in that stuff like that. Trust me. I want you guys to see this right here. This is a great situation for all of my... Matter of fact, country singer Taylor Holden saves all the animals from his barn that was on fire. Want you guys to see a hero in action right here, you guys. This is what I'm talking about. I love stories like this, especially when the animals get saved and something great comes out of it. Check this out, you guys. Let me show you this right here. Here we go, right here. Let's go.
Going up in flames, and there are animals trapped inside. A desperate effort follows to save them. And the dude trying to kick through the fence is none other than country music star Taylor Holder. Day, he was desperate to save the goats, pigs, and other animals on his farm outside Nashville. He jumps the fence and begins to pass the animals to his girlfriend, Zoe. As he and a friend try to douse the flames with buckets of water, a frightened little piggy runs by. Come here. Their brave efforts worked. They brought the fire under control, and within minutes, the fire department pulled up.
It was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
We spoke to Taylor Holder today. Tell me what you thought when you got there.
As soon as we got out here, I mean, the entire goat pen was about almost completely in flames, and I thought we'd lost all the goats.
You saved the animals, you saved the barn.
Here's these guys right here. They're all coming out. Look at them. They're chilling right now, dude, just bouncing around everywhere.
Pleasant View Fire Chief PJ Duncan says he doesn't recommend running into a fire. But in this case, it all worked out.
Not all of those animals would have survived if they hadn't have done what they did.
We got fire extinguishers out here now, too, dude. We got those ready.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all. He got his animals. He's like, I wouldn't recommend it, but when you're thinking about your babies, your family members, your dogs, and your whatever it is, nah, man, we got to go get our babies. Y'all know how we do. And guess what we do also over here? We also get those likes up. That's what first thing we do is get those likes up to let other people see the stories that we got going on over here. That's the first thing we do. Second thing we do is we thank God and we pray to him and we appreciate the fact that no animals, no one was hurt in this situation right here. Anything that can be rebuilt, no problem, as long as nobody lost their lives. Amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys, because now this is such a heartwarming story. I'm thinking I'm going to do this when I get my rescue. They got a situation where if you want to donate a toy to a rescue, where there's dogs that get adopted, they put all of the toys in one big circle, and all of the dogs, one at a time, they come out and they pick their toy. I think that this is a beautiful sight right here. When I saw it, I was like, yo, how come you didn't think of nothing like this? Well, you know what? Good people think of great things. So I love this story right here, and I love the way that they're giving back to these animals. Check this out. And they're so happy. So now, like I said, they put the toys out. You guys donate. These are all donated toys. And this is a rescue. And they let the dogs out one at a time to pick their own toy.
Is that the one, Lion? What is it?
And as they come out, they tell you who this is. This is Lena. She loves cuddles and is hoping to be your next 60-pound lap dog.
What is
it? Rosie is an athletic queen who daydreams about a jogging companion. Sabrina's a goofy girl who just wants to play all day.
Such a good one. Oh God.
Todd is a bouncy boy who will curl up on anyone's lap.
Oh God. Is that the best one? Do you make the flower for you?
Bert and Ernie are a mischievous, naughty puppy duo. Thank you so much, Connie. Get those likes up. Look at Peanut. And it's funny because when you see that they find their toy, they get so excited. How do they know which one they really want? That's crazy. That's crazy. It's cute though.
Is that the one?
Now, all of these dogs are rescued from UK pounds, the streets, and kill shelters in Bosnia. Every donation counts. If you're interested in giving one of their pups a Christmas miracle, head to www.fetcherdog.com. www.fetcherdog.com. That's FETCHERDOG.com. Now, y'all tell me, like, how could you possibly not love to see something like that where the dogs get to come out and pick their own toy? Come on now, just like you guys would be able to pick some surveys, so you guys would be able to make some money. That's right, you guys. We got up to $380 worth of surveys in the description. In that link in the description, you guys will make some money, and I'll make some money too. Also, as promised, as always, the Jeffrey Epstein file link is in the description with a bunch of redacted pages. If you care to go check it out, there's some stuff in there that you guys might want to see. But like I said, I promise it's in there. It's in there. Let's get some prayers out for the people that's here for the rest of the day, Connie. We got the user. We got Jeffrey Spilker. We want to pray for you for strength, a great day, and a great, fantastic day for your family as well. Who we got up in there also? Joey. I see Rebecca Lanyon Bueno and Casey. CJ the Mac. What's up, Batty Lynn? Praying for you too. Miggity Mark. Okay, CJ. Who else we got up in here? Nature Boy. I see Jay Woods praying for Rebecca Lanyan Bueno as well as Audrey. Jay Woods, and make sure that you guys have a fantastic and safe day and have a very safe and prosperous day as well. Everybody, I want you guys to be very healthy, and guess what? Enjoy the holidays, enjoy the times, enjoy your family. That's what I want you guys to do right now. Who else we got up in the building right now? Miss Swanza, Patrick, thank you so much, Marianne, and Michael as well. That's right, you guys. Amen. And you know what we're going to do right now, right? You got a business, you're trying to promote your business and get it out there. Well, you need to send your promos into us at Our Bottom Line, the #1 show on YouTube during the 6 o'clock hour until we're done. #1 host and the #1 co-host and family on YouTube. That's right, you guys. If y'all trying to promote and get your business out, all you got to do is send over a 1080 by 1080 size frame. That's the size that your promo has to be in order for it to fit in the post notification area. And you're going to send that where? bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Also, that's also the email for you guys that's members, that's been a member for 2 months or longer. If you want your decal, try to get it to you as soon as possible. You won't get it for Christmas, but you will be able to receive it in the mail the same way Casey, Liberty, and a bunch of other people did. You want your decal? All you got to do is send the mailing address to that same email address, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Teddy Marcella, thank you guys. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Everybody, send in all your super chats right now. I'm just messing with you, but you know what I do want to promote, right? I want to promote that Show Your Talent search that's coming up right after the holidays in Brooklyn. We haven't found a location yet, but we got 4 locations that we have the options to choose from. That's in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn and Queens, and Staten Island. It's the talent show where you could win $250 in that first location. After we get everybody together and do the finales, you're able to make $1,000. After we do the finale, that's right, you guys, y'all see it right there, $1,000. Your boy Bugatti NYC. I'll be the host, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. And my DJ Don Dada, formerly of Black Ink Crew. She's now on the 1s and 2s, and that's my DJ. That's my DJ. That's my DJ. Every time we turn up from a different location. You got to be 21 and older because, yes, Big Drip is an alcoholic drink, and you got to be 21 and older to consume and drink responsibly, you guys. You know what I'm saying over here, right? And guess what, you guys? 2 more days till Christmas. 1 more day to Christmas Eve. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day until 6 o'clock in the morning, where I'll be back for the Christmas Eve episode of what? Our Bottom Line. I will be here in the season. Good tidings. It's Christmas time, you guys. Have a fantastic day. Be safe out there. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me on the #1 show on YouTube in the 6 o'clock hour, I appreciate you. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Get 'em! Peace. 1.